Good evening. It's Friday, the 17th of June. It's HHV, the judge, in conjunction with the incredible Bet Goodwin, and that code set S10 gives you that £10 match bet. Get in there for tomorrow because we are talking about the Wokingham, so you can have a tenner on and a tenner match bet in the same race if you should desire. Well, Judge, how is Ascot going for you, brother?
We had a bad day in the office today, but personally, it's just been like 11 or so. I've had a couple of winning naps. Obviously, my main bet today went evens in running and placed, and I had one the other day that I tipped up that went odds on and didn't place. So it's been hard work, but worth the work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Worth the work.
Well, modesty forbids, but I have absolutely whacked it out of the ballpark, to use our American terms. Thesis yesterday at 16s. Dramatised my bet of the year and my max bet of the meeting. Absolutely sluiced in. I was there to shout it home, and boy, did I shout it home. And today, 66 to 1/3, the old Richard Spencer 2-year-old, whose name I will never forget, Ivory Madonna. That's it. And Brilliant Light. So we've landed a very tasty each way double there as well. For those who did it as a lucky. So I'm very happy. Now, if you want to join me, got 4 bets tomorrow, not in the Wokingham, in the other races, a couple of big price final day selections. Just £6 will get you those 4 big bets sent at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So those of you who've been with me all week, we now can't lose, but I want to go out on a real high tomorrow. But Judge, we are here for many reasons. One, because nobody wants to speak to either of us, so we might as well.
How did you know?
Tell me about it. The other ones, particularly not today, but the other reason we are is to chat about a big race, and they don't come any bigger than the Wokingham. Give us a few of the runners and riders, Judge. Give us a few of the details of the race.
Well, I must tell you, it's at 5 o'clock, Simon. 5 o'clock. It's the 6 furlong handicap sprint.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously a cavalry charge of, I don't know how many runners. I think it's, I better get it, it's 28. So you've got 28 runners, and we're looking at the odds here. The favourite in the race is Fresh at a best price, sort of 6 to 1. Then you've got Black Rod, about 8-9 to 1. Then there's been a money for a horse called Quarantine Dreams, who's about 10 to 1. Silver Samurai 10 to 1. Last year's winner Rohan 11 to 1. Jumbie, a very big eye catcher last time out, 14 to 1. First Folio 14 to 1. And Pop Pass, the one for your Ken Bruce fans, about 16s.
Pot pick as well. What we will do, judges, because this is a 27-28 runner race, few reserves shut in there, we will have 2 selections.
Okay, perfect.
2 selections. And I will ask you for your first one now.
Well, my first one has to be Jumbie. It's around 14 to 1 poke. It's won over the course. It's a massive eye catcher last time out behind Black Rod at Newmarket for me. This horse has been running in group company last year, which I love when they come back to these handicaps. It's a real class drop for them, and they have the ability then to travel that much easier. This horse's group, like I say, been running group races, has good Ascot form. It's important. It's won on the course. Got well beat last year. This is running a Group 1 race at the course last year, so obviously, this is a bit easier. But for me, as long as he can get himself out the stalls a bit more efficiently, I think he's got an outstanding chance. The stable's actually quite partial to doing quite well in these handicaps here. An old Accidental Agent is quite well renowned for popping up in these big races. I've got a lot of time of day for them. And I just think this horse has been primed for this race in mind. And for me, he would be my number 1 selection. So for me, Jumbie.
For the Johnson Houghton team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bump up this week. I've got a really confident selection in this. How can you be confident in a 27 runner? Well, quite easily. Because I think I've got the perfect horse for this race. And that is Tabby. Run by Archie, by $8 available, a massive 20 to 1. Now we're at 104. This horse is been smart to 108. It's one of the highs 112. He won a Group 3 race smoothly last Some of the horses in feet off level weight. The Thin Man, you know, competitive in Group 1. Judicial, who at the time was on, I think, a 3 or 4 winning streak, winning listed races. And in that race was a horse called Tis Marvellous, who went on to, achieve an end of season purple patch and ran here in the Group 1. So I think this, now he has had runs this year. Now I have to be very careful. I'm not accusing the yard of Mr. Watson of any gerrymandering, but I think we might see an improved performance, almost as though he's been aimed at today. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, off a mark 104. He has course and distance winning form. He won a race here, I think in October. Not on the same ground, but he has got fast ground form as well. But he won that. The Racing Post mark was Class 2 handicap, won with ease. This is a horse with a touch of class. Now, I think you need that here. You know, obvious comment. But these are handicaps in name only. I mean, they're not won by the old 7 stone 7 one that sneaks in anymore.
Not very often.
They're compressed and they're won by class acts that often then go back up to Group Company. I expect this horse to be running in Group Company again after this race. I think he's that good. And I think 20 to 1 with 7 places available in the village is massive, Judge. So my number 1 selection has to be Tab D at 20 to 1.
I'm just going to finish off. Obviously, I've got William Buick as well. I thought it was an interesting booking for the stable of my selection. Getting back to your selection, because obviously he went straight in my tracker on the run last time out. I don't know if you remember the race. I think it was at Haydock, wasn't it, or Newbury? It's Haydock, run behind Rarsell. And it was going as well as Rarsell, but it was on, if you imagine, if you look at the TV screen, it's on the right of the TV, and Rarsell had a clear run down the outside. He went for a gap and got hampered, and he ran a very nice race. And he's definitely going to be on my portfolio. He will be in my my portfolio. I really like Tab D. So you found one there. I'll let you off. I won't give it a hard time.
Happens occasionally. I cannot believe, Judge, that this horse is not 12, 14 to 1 with how these races are usually.
I agree. Yeah. Also, he's got the option of he's all week you've been in these straight races. You've been wanting to be middle to low, and then with a little bit of watering, you needed to be middle to high today. And I think Tab D is middle, isn't he? So joining 10, something like that.
There's not a horse that has to lead. The horse brought through. So the way I saw that draw was that
absolutely
in the first half furlong she can work out where she wants to go, and she's got time to get over it.
Yeah.
So I like it.
I do like that selection. Well, on the other selection, I think is if you're going like with the each way portfolio, this is the selection where will or should definitely run its race. I like Summergand as my other selection. Absolute cool specialist, big field handicap specialist. He's dropped down now to a mark of 101. Well, let's have a look here. Let's trying to think when he won his big handicaps. This horse is, it's one off. Where are we now? Get ready to get it right. Here we go. It's come second in the Wokingham before. Literally got chinned by Hay Jonesy here. That's one of them good days. But this horse, for me, hasn't lost its. You could argue it's lost its mojo. If you watch its run at York last time out, it was an eye catch. It's just running on nicely into 6th. At a track it hasn't got a great record at, to be fair. No. This is a different ball game. It likes it here at Ascot. Particularly likes, I think it's Goodwood as well. I think it win the Stewards Cup as well. And the other thing I do like in these races, so I think you'll agree, most of the time you in these big handicaps, if you've got form, these sprint handicaps, if you've got form over 7, the fact that you finish well over 6, because they tend to go too fast and you've got that class, you often see these horses won by horses that got form over further, if you like. And for me, Summergand is the other one in the portfolio. Yeah,
well, see that, and he loves these huge field handicaps where they have a chance to run at a pace. He often gets caught out in the higher quality races where they're smaller fields and they crawl because he wastes too much energy. He doesn't in these big field ones, Summergand, because he's able to lie up. I think he's overpriced. One for the pensioners.
22 to 1 out there. Madness.
Crazy. Now I'm going to throw a left field one here. I mean, I'm going to have I'm going to have actually, apart from dramatise. I'm going to have my biggest bet of the week on this tab deed. So that's how confident I
I
am.
wouldn't put you off that at all. I think you'd be drawing the place money, all being well as well.
Yeah. I'm going to chuck a few quid at number 19. First time out, has been off a long time. Yeah, your hair was black, Judge, that week when he last won. But it's almost so weird in a bizarre way that they're coming in. It makes me quite fancy him. And that is number 19, Ventura Tormenta, ridden by Sean Levy, who you know I rate very highly, Judge. Very highly.
Yes, I
do. Yeah, and I do. I think he's brilliant. Now, this one owned by Midland Park, been off an absolute eternity. Do think he's a classy type. Last seen when finishing last of 6, but that was in the Group 3 Tattersalls at Newmarket. So this horse, I think Richard Hannon felt that it had a very, very tough 2-year-old campaign, and they might have gone to the well. Well, obviously something went amiss, but it's a classy type, and they've given him every chance to get right, to continue his career, and I just think it's so odd that they come in here. Now, we know Hannon can ready one as well as anyone. It's a sprinter. Yes. If he's got this fit, this is a classy type. It really, really is. And I think at 40s, it's either going to run a blinder or it's going to bomb out.
At the back of the TV.
Yeah. So bearing in mind, I'm only talking about a very small saver. But I just think almost it's so the wrong thing to do. It makes me think that they've got a little in hand, and Midland Park and no one's fool, and Richard Hannon's no one's fool.
Yeah, they got Mojo Star off the break, didn't they? In the Gold Cup, he was fit and ready to go. I know it wasn't as long a break, but he was ready to go, and he ran well. Yeah,
and he's a sprinter, isn't he? We're not talking about a
no, that's right.
If he's kept his ability, and the fact he's still in training makes me think that they are seeing that ability still.
They would have sold him, wouldn't they, as well? That kind of setup. You think they would have probably sold him if they didn't think he was,
I'll tell you who would have sold him, and that's that SH Syndicate. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't. We would have kept him for our brilliant bonus. So there you go. And our horse No More will be back very, very soon. Will he not, Judge?
He will. Yes, he ran a bit better last time. I do think there's a race in him. It might not be the Derby, but there might be a little Derby somewhere.
Yeah, well, they are. Well, you see, when I said he's a Derby horse, they have these nationals everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
They should have derbies everywhere. They should have Sedgefield Derby, shouldn't they? And the Red Card.
I tell you, we could be looking at a Yarmouth Wokingham, couldn't we, for hours?
Yeah, exactly. The Yarmingham, or whatever it could be called. But yeah. So he's my sneaky outsider. Now, as I say, he's either going to run a blinder or he's going to, like you say, be back at the back of the TV. But Tab Deed, I do think is a great bet. You'll be, I would imagine, taking my selection tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to run. So my selections are number 5, Jumbie. Yours is number 9, Tab Deed. Number 11, Summergand. And number 19 is your Ventura Tormenta.
Yeah, there you go, folks. If you don't get the winner, contact the judge at Bet Goodwin and he'll meet you out the back with some vouchers.
Yeah, contact me on Twitter at Judge Pottage if you like. I'm quite happy to talk. Yeah, you go.
Exactly. So it's going to be it's been a great week. I think we're all a bit knackered out. Must be.
Well, I'll tell you, it's very hot in court today, so very hot.
But it was, yeah, and it was, I was in the dock as well, too. So worry about
I heard.
Yeah. I've been in the dock. I nearly swore then. Right, so have a great day tomorrow, folks. Big thumbs up to me and the judge. Big thumbs up if you've been backing those winners in the HFC Ascot special. Do join me for £6 for the last 4 races tomorrow. There'll be some huge priced gambles. You'll still get your lucky 15 in the HFC Saturday email. We really are a very generous bunch. And we'll be back. I'll be back Sunday morning, but me and the judge will be back next Friday, going back to 2 races. That's how.
Yes.
Buy one, get one free next week. But we hope you like the Wokingham and you enjoy it. We hope one of these scores us a business and you have a fantastic.
Brilliant.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Judge, see you soon, mate.
All the best, mate. Be lucky.
HOLDENS. Horses.